Most people don't know, but through most of human history, secret organizations like the Freemasons, Illuminati, Skull and Bones, the Rosicrucians, the Knights Templar, they've influenced society from behind the scenes for thousands of years. They're holding esoteric knowledge on how to bend reality, and they only offer these hidden teachings to their elite members, and people like you and I don't know about it. And what most people don't know is these hidden teachings trace back to one core principle about how the universe operates that's over 10,000 years old, and that's the law of magnetism. And in this video, I'm going to break down the secret society's one principle of magnetism that you can use to control your reality. But, my friend, before we dive into that, I just want to welcome you. If you're new here, thanks for clicking on the video. If you're a returner, thanks for coming back. This is Jake with JakeDucey.com. If you haven't yet, I have a free success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind and take back the programming from society that is stopping you from attracting what you want in life. And you can click right here to get it for free. It's jakeshypnosis.com, or it's pinned as the top comment and in the description right there down below. Now, let me start this off with a kind of weird question. Do you think this cup that I'm holding in my hand has an electromagnetic field? Right? It seems unlikely. It's a freaking cup, not a crystal, and it's a plastic cup. But this cup actually has an electromagnetic field. And even weirder, every cell within this plastic cup has its own magnetic field. Now, the study of magnetism can be traced back to Egypt even before Freemasonry was centrally formed. And we find magnetism used in ancient Greece and the majority of ancient civilizations that kept documented records. Here's the thing, most of the teachings around the laws of magnetism were lost during the Dark Ages, which is why secret societies began to form in order to preserve ancient knowledge. And then later, in the 1780s, magnetism surfaced again after the Dark Ages, an invention called Mesmer's magnetic tub. Try to say that 5 times fast. This was basically a tank where everybody would put their feet in and then hold hands, and there's a little bit of water down in their feet, and then there was a battery that could harness the electromagnetic energy emanating from the human body. And as all these people were holding hands, it was basically charging this battery with magnetism all the way back in the 1780s. So all of that is to say the magnetic theory is based around what we call empty air. It's not actually empty, right? We breathe every day air, and it's this most important thing. If the air fails, we all die, right? But what we don't realize is that air is not just some oxygen, some carbon dioxide, right? It's not just this invisible stuff full of helium, whatever, right? It's an electromagnetic substance. It's a real substance. And it's almost impossible to underestimate the importance of this mysterious energy field that's all around us. Most people don't even realize the atmosphere actually carries magnetism from the sun. So the sun emits solar wind that carries the electromagnetic field through the solar system. And when that electromagnetic field reaches Earth, it interacts with Earth's own electromagnetic field. Or another way to think about it is kind of like what we learn from television and even now with wireless internet modems. The air transmits. We know, for example, that we can have all kinds of TV programs, all kinds of wireless internet networks in the air at the same time. They can come in all different directions. They can overlap. They can interlap frequencies, but each one will remain separately identified. And it's like they all are their own reality, right? This is vibration. The magnetic field can be divided into infinite, separate frequencies. So in other words, if we had 1,000 different channels, they could be differentiated in the magnetic field so that each one would be broadcasted correctly, perfectly, precisely, all on different frequencies, and you just shift the frequency to tune into it. There's this invisible space that's all around you. It's not just air, carbon dioxide, whatever. We can't see it though, but we're totally immersed in it. This mysterious, invisible sea of electromagnetic energy. It's all around us in empty space, and it's within everything physical that we can perceive with our five senses. Just like this stool right here made out of wood that looks like an inanimate object, but it's actually emitting a specific electromagnetic field or electromagnetic frequency, just like my hand, just like your car, and just like that plastic cup. They all have different electromagnetic fields or frequency patterns in the same way that every TV channel or Wi-Fi network has its own spectrum of electromagnetic frequency. This is how the whole universe operates. Now, here's where it gets crazy that you can use it to bend your reality. So just like a TV station or a Wi-Fi network has its own specific frequency, so does everything that you desire have its own frequency. So whether it's something that you want, like a new car, or you want a healthier body, or you desire an annual income of $100,000 or $1 million, each one of these things has a specific vibrational frequency, just like the TV channel, just like all the Wi-Fi networks in your neighborhood. So magnetism is in everything, included the human body. You're just an energy field. In 1939, there was a scientist, his name was Semyon Kirlian, and he was the first who captured magnetic energy that was emanating from the human body. It was called Kirlian photography. So here's a couple photos of it, and you can see this is really what you look like, a giant magnetic field. Now, this is where it gets crazy, because just like you can tune your channel of your TV to a specific frequency to get a certain motion picture, or just like you can tap into a frequency of Wi-Fi, you can turn the radio knob on your radio to get a certain frequency of sound. You can turn the frequency of your electromagnetic field to match the specific magnetic field of the thing that you desire. And this is something that's been known for literally thousands and thousands of years. This is the big secret that the most powerful people in the world have all of a sudden just like, they went, maybe we shouldn't tell everyone about this stuff because this is pretty powerful stuff. And that's where it all came from. Now, this is where it all gets super interesting. I'm going to show you how they've used it for thousands of years. Freemasonry, Rosicrucian philosophy, occult secret societies, they had alchemy. This is what alchemy was based off of, right? People think of alchemy as silly magic, right? The same level of fantasy as Disneyland or something like that, right? But for 95% of human history, alchemy was not only regarded as a scientific fact, it was used to control reality. What most people don't know is that secret societies go back to ancient Egypt even before. But the ones that most of us have heard of today, they started off as pure, started off as good. These universal teachings, right? Preserving information during the Dark Ages. But knowledge is not inherently good or bad. It's just knowledge. That's all it is. You can use knowledge for good, or you can use knowledge for bad. You can use knowledge for evil the same way that you can use your car to go and get groceries at the store to feed your kids, and some other crazy guy can use a car to run somebody off the road, right? The car is not inherently good or bad. But out of this information on magnetism, some folks used it for control of others. And that's where you got Skull and Bones come from, the Illuminati come from. Now, what's important to know is at the core, knowledge is knowledge. You can use it any way you want, and they haven't wanted you to know how to use the law of magnetism. Once you unlock this, which is what we're going to dive into now, you can use this to get on the frequency of the money you want, the health you want, the love, the family, the relationships, the career, your dream house. Maybe you want to retire your parents. Maybe you want to start an awesome nonprofit. Maybe you just want to be the most awesome, happy gardener at your house, building your awesome, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. These coveted and hidden teachings all center around magnetism to unlock what you desire. So now, my friend, as we dive into this technique, I'm going to show you how to make a cup disappear with the snap of your fingers that manifests $1 million. No, I'm just joking. But there's 3 things that all of these ancient teachings are based around. And the first is electromagnetism. And that's what we just discussed, that this cup, my hand, my face, your desk, it's all energy. Second, think of electromagnetic fields like TV channels or Wi-Fi networks. This is where it starts to get practical. You understand everything is energy, everything has a magnetic frequency. Everything in the physical world, including all your desires, has specific frequencies. You can tap into them. Like, for example, I wanted to be this big, successful author with a viral YouTube channel. I dropped out of college. So being financially successful as an author, viral YouTuber, that is a specific vibrational frequency that is noticeably different than the frequency of being an unpublished author making $0, having a YouTube channel that nobody knows about, right? Those are very different frequencies, right? So here I am, I'm making like $0. All the publishing companies have rejected my book. I'm publishing YouTube videos that are getting 5 views, and 3 of them are from me on different computers to try to, jerry-rig the algorithm. On a vibrational scale, I'm down here. But the frequency of what I desire is way up here. It's exactly like TV or Wi-Fi. I was on channel 1, but I wanted to be on channel 20. Or I'm getting crappy internet connection on my current network because the modem is really far away. So the frequency my laptop is connected to is a low signal and I'm getting crappy internet. So I need to shift to a new internet connection from a closer device so I can get high quality connection. Same idea, same principle. The key is to stop looking at your desires as physical things way out there in the future that you hope one day you can achieve, because they aren't physical. They're electromagnetic fields, just like this is an electromagnetic field. So the key is to take control of your body and your subconscious mind's electromagnetic frequency and shift the rate of vibration and move into harmony with what you desire. And that's what we're going to break down in number 3. Number 3 is controlling your magnetic field. And this is where magnetism and alchemy come full circle. If you want to change the TV channel, you change the frequency, right? So you get the frequency instrument, which we just call a remote control, and you shift the frequency to the channel you want, right? So you're using outer technology to shift electromagnetic fields onto a new frequency, and that creates a new motion picture. That's all the remote control's doing, just shifting the frequencies. We don't describe it like that because that'd be too weird. We just say like, hey bro, change the channel, dude. But all a channel is a specific frequency creating a moving motion picture. And just like me as an unpublished author, an unsuccessful YouTuber making $0, that's a specific frequency, just like you and your reality and your desires are somewhere out there. That's one channel on the infinite motion picture that we call your personal reality. So what we have to do is alter the rate of vibration of your mind, of your body, and shift the frequency of your subconscious. And unfortunately, we don't have outer technology like a remote control to just change our bank account or change our reality to a new channel, but we do have inner technology via our thoughts and our emotions. Everything you think, every picture you hold in your mind, every emotion that you consciously tune into, it's activating cells in your brain and body. It's just like a tuning fork. The dominant frequencies that you're tuning into control what channel your electromagnetic field is at. So every thought has a corresponding feeling or emotion, right? We all know that, common sense. Every picture in your mind has a corresponding thought and feeling, And then the cells in your brain, in your body, they work like a laptop computer that's hooking up to a Wi-Fi network. For better or worse, the frequency levels that you generate work like wireless internet, and that connects the cells of your brain and body to a specific electromagnetic network. So you can have a poor signal, like I did, generating a reality, and I'm a struggling author and I can't figure it out, or I could have a strong magnetic signal that matched my goals and my desires as a highly successful author and YouTuber. The key is to connect your brain, your body, your subconscious to a new channel, to a new Wi-Fi network. And that's how alchemy works. This is how energy manipulation actually works. This is how you control your reality instead of being controlled by your external environment. So what I did is I created a hypnosis audio training that repeated words and painted mental pictures matching the frequency of my desired reality. So if you saw the words from my hypnosis audio and they were all written out on a piece of paper, it would look exactly like the thoughts of a highly successful author, as a highly successful YouTuber. So then every morning and every night I listened to this and I would create the motion pictures in my head that matched the new channel of the reality that I not only wanted to watch, but I wanted to experience as well. So every time I did this, the words from the hypnosis went into my subconscious, built or connected me to a new Wi-Fi network for my brain, my body, and my electromagnetic field to operate from. So the goal was super simple. Just listen to it as often as possible, practice visualizing with a level of focus where I could feel the emotions of my intended reality as if it was happening. Because what are emotions? What are feelings? Emotions are energy in motion. They're just the manifestation of your specific magnetic field's frequency. And whatever frequency level for your magnetic field, wherever network that is connected to, is going to generate corresponding emotions, feelings, and pictures that ultimately dictate or predict your reality. So if you can change the frequency of your electromagnetic field by changing your subconscious programming, you can change any aspect of your physical world. So I actually give away my success hypnosis for free. About 1 million people from all over the world have used it. You can click right here and get it for free, or it's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned as the top comment, or it's in the description right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below, so you can check that out for free. Now, what I did is I listened to this every single day, and all I did was focus on entering the frequency of my desire. And then crazy things started to happen. Now, at the time, I was struggling to even just pay my half of the rent with my now wife, Ashley. And she would go to work every day. I would sit there and practice listening to this thing. And in the first week, things just started shifting. So at the time, I'm not making any money. The first thing, I just want to figure out how can I get the money to start flowing in from my business by listening to this track. Now, this is crazy, and this is all you have to do. Same thing I did. I listen to this every single day. My wife's at work. While I'm listening to this, I'm imagining all these big companies emailing me, getting all these speaking gigs, my books getting published. A week later, I wake up and I get an email from this big company. And they were asking how much Jake Ducey charges for a speech. And I've never gotten a paid speech before at that time. Now, just a few days earlier, I had attracted the opportunity to be on this big nighttime radio show, Coast to Coast AM. It's at like 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And the woman for this company couldn't sleep in the middle of the night. She turns her radio on to get some white noise so she could fall asleep. I was on at that exact time, and she caught her interest, so she writes my name down super quick, falls asleep. In the morning, she tries to find my website, sends an email. Now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I've never even had a paid speech. Like, I would probably do this thing for free, let alone like $500. But I decided I was going to test the momentum of this new magnetic frequency. So I look up the company, they're on the New York Stock Exchange, And so I assume they spend thousands and thousands of dollars on speakers like me. So I respond, I'm pretending to be my booking agent. And I'm like, my client, Jake Ducey, he charges $10,000 plus travel. Later that day, I officially got my first $10,000 speaking gig. And the crazy thing is that the year before, which I've talked about in another video, I only made $8,500 in 12 months. I've shown that old tax return as proof in another video, and I'll flash it on the screen real quick right here so you can see it. But just think about how crazy that is. I use this hypnosis to shift my magnetic field and use the law of magnetism, and I made $10,000 in 1 week, or really in 1 day. And the year before, I made $8,500 in 365 days. And that led to getting 2 books published with Penguin Random House, TEDx Talk, almost 1 million YouTube subscribers, all of these awesome things happening. So my conclusion and my invitation to you is pretty simple. Alchemy works. So I invite you to use the laws of magnetism to change your reality. You aren't who you think you are. You aren't who you've been told. You're more powerful than your mind can even comprehend. It's almost weird how powerful you really are. So I invite you to get my free success hypnosis. You can click right here, go to jakeshypnosis.com, or it's pinned in the description or as the top comment right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, bell notification, give me a comment down below that says I love this video. Thanks for watching. You can click here to watch another.